So we've talked a lot about running backs and receivers and how we approach that. But what about the onesies? And we'll start with the quarterback position. Are you finding yourself after a year? We saw the quarterback position kind of revolutionized to 5 or 6 guys were almost winning all the milli makers in DFS. And they're the top 6 guys going in fantasy drafts right now. Do you find yourself best ball wise going after those big 6 more often, or are you still going more late round quarterback? How are you approaching that position?
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like I've been in like a tale of 2 draft seasons in that early on, I was super prioritizing the onesie positions just because I liked how my team looked. I was grabbing Darren Waller, George Kittle at the 2-3 turn. I was grabbing Kyler to stack with Nuke, Josh Allen to stack with Diggs, Dak to stack with Steedy or Amari. Like I loved how my teams looked, and I still like that construction. I still think if I had one draft like I did the Underdog industry draft, and I drafted very similar to that, grabbing Waller early, but I wanted to spread out my exposures. And one of the things is because wide receivers are flying off the shelves so much, there's now an opportunity cost to taking a tight end in the 2nd or taking a wide receiver or a quarterback in the 5th. Because what happens is at the end of drafts, I'm sitting here, I'm like, I don't mind these tight ends. I got the Patriots tight ends. I got even Austin Hooper. And I know these aren't like super sexy names, but like these are viable guys that are going to see the field. And same with quarterback. Like I've been drafting a ton of DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson. I'm like, Sam Darnold is set up to have a solid year. He's basically free. So I'm reverse engineering it in my head. Okay, well now I'm not taking the Darnold and these tight ends because I've gone elite early. And so I wanted to switch up my strategy a little bit. And so I have been just going pure wide receiver through 5 rounds, knowing like I'll grab a couple tight ends late. I'll grab 2 or 3 quarterbacks late. And I don't mind pushing it. Like this morning with Zach, I did the 2 guys I mentioned. I did a Carson Wentz and Sam Darnold team. And I think we even tacked on Big Ben, where you get to those things and it's like all of these running backs and wide receivers are true dart throws, but like we know what we're getting from those quarterbacks. So again, it goes back to that thing of, I don't think there's any one strategy that is like the answer. Like I think the onesie positions have probably a slightly higher win rate. But again, when we talk about win rates, we're talking about 1 to 2% differences here. Like we're living on the margins trying to find these edges. And so I don't want to put all my eggs in one single basket, even if it's a slightly better bet than another construction.
Absolutely. Yeah. You mentioned you like your Darnold, Wentz, some guys that you're getting for free. Is there any other quarterbacks you found yourself gravitating towards that maybe do have that upside to join the Kyler Murrays, the Daks? You know, I don't think we're going to see Sam Darnold or Carson Wentz. Who knows? Maybe they have this ridiculous rebound year. But is there anybody, maybe not quite as late as those guys, that you see having that upside to maybe join those elite potentially?
Yeah. So I would say like in general, it's the rookie quarterbacks. And, you know, there's the tier of the Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. They're getting a little pricey on Underdog. You know, when I made that video, they were all going after pick 120. Lance is starting to creep up into, I think, like pick 115, 116. I like those guys a lot. And then the even cheaper of the rookie quarterback, Zach Wilson, is going late. And one thing I like about Zach Wilson, and I feel he's a little underrated, is he's going to start week 1. Like we don't necessarily know when Trey Lance and Justin Fields are going to start. And I like the weapons they have. Yeah. Like I think their wide receiver core, bringing in Corey Davis, Denzel Mims, even Keelan Cole's going to be fine. And Elijah Moore, who they draft, is exciting. And this guy can run. He has a big arm. I think he's going to be fun for fantasy. And I don't think he's going to be like the Josh Allen, Justin Herbert kind of breakout, but I think he can be a poor man's version of that. And it's just really hard to find upside super late in drafts. So yeah, I think Zach Wilson and Sam Darnold are 2 of my kind of favorite later round guys.
Yeah, I love the Wilson call too. I think he might be my highest owned and exposed player at this point, just because I've been landing Elijah Moore, who's probably my highest owned receiver at this point, almost every round. It used to be like round 14, 15 in early drafts. Now it's all the way up to like 9 or 10, it seems. Even then, I'm still buying him there. So it's a good way to complete the stack, a nice cheap option with a little bit of leg power there. I love the Wilson call as well. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.